Hello, good morning in Europe, good evening in United States, and welcome to the most busiest day of the week. Today, Wednesday, is the most busiest day of the week because of tomorrow's holiday. And since the tomorrow's holiday, so many of the data that's supposed to release tomorrow is comes today. Before going to see what we are waiting for today, let's see what happened yesterday. Yesterday was also amazing day with many better than actually much better than expected PMI numbers. As we know, yesterday we were waiting for purchasing manager index numbers from United States as well as UK and Eurozone. The market expectation was a little bit weaker number for European countries and Eurozone in overall. However, it was vice versa. The numbers in Euro and United Kingdom was much better than expectations. In the US, manufacturing numbers was a little bit weaker, was better than expected, but the service sector was a little bit weaker than expected, down to 57 from 58.3. Uh, However, yesterday was not the focus on that. I mean, the data were important. However, the market was moved mostly because of the market reaction, the policymakers' reactions. Still, the market was reacting to this. As you can see, the VIX chart. The VIX, as you can see, the market risk is increased tomorrow, yesterday, and again closed almost a little bit lower than opening price. However, the risk is still high. VIX chart you can see above 18, which means the risk is still high. Following the data, with market risk increasing, still keeping on holding US dollar index in its highest level since sorry, almost 2 years. And this highest level, the US dollar could hold this level, especially against Japanese yen. You can see it against the Japanese yen still we are above 115, which is the more than 4 years high. The reason of that is we can see the expectations for a rate hike in the United States. As you know, Mr. Powell, still the market reacting to Mr. Powell's denominations, kind of. You can see this stock market still also the law. The renomination of the Mr. Powell's for the Fed chair, it means that the investors are waiting to see the hawkish policies a little bit earlier than expectations. So that will means that we can have the more dovish policies in the market, which supposed to put more pressure on the stock markets. Putting more pressure on the stock market currently will increase the US dollar demand. This higher US dollar put more pressure on the gold. However, as I mentioned yesterday, more downtrend in the gold will be unlikely here because yeah, with stronger US dollar, gold can be under pressure. However, it doesn't mean that it can continue so much because weaker stock markets can put the pressure on can flow the money to the gold market and increase the gold demand. At the same time, yesterday we had sharp increase in sorry, oil price despite two news. First, the releasing of 50 million barrels of U.S. Strategic reserves, which means that we will have more supply in a market. However, market doesn't wait to see that earlier than mid-December and January, February. So it means that in the short term, still we have shortage in supply. At the same time, right now with today's 20 for December. For 24 November, it's December 2nd. In the second day of the December, we will have OPEC Plus meeting, and market is taking that meeting much more looking at that meeting much more like kind of taking it more important kind of. So let's say that taking it more important than any other news since the last night. Also, we had API reports about the American petroleum oil inventories, American petroleum inventories. I mean, the American Petroleum Institute report, which was about the crude oil inventories. Sorry, the crude oil inventories yesterday, as yesterday data showed, increased more than 2.3 million barrels in a week. In the last week, for the weekend, let's say exactly for the weekend, November 20 or November 19, Friday, November 19. This that is still that also that news also didn't couldn't put the pressure on the oil price, and the oil price still increased. As I told, the main reason is because that the oil still even with the U.S. shop supply, the supply from its uh, reserves, but still we have the shortage in the market because at least in the short term. However, it's just like the market is increasing, expecting to see the good increase in next year in January and February. So it means that demand still will be high. That's why so many bankers say that still they are waiting for above $100 for oil price. This is about the oil, as about the Dow Jones, about the stock market. I told the stock market, SP 500, Dow Jones, and Nasdaq, all of them still are under pressure, and we don't have enough evidence right now to see them increasing. Despite all other years, most of the times that we can see markets increasing ahead of Turkey Day, kind of let's say that Turkey Day. Okay, on the news, also earlier today we had the New Zealand Central Bank mid interest rate decision and policy making meeting. Yep, that's NZD-USD. Earlier today, Reserve Bank of New Zealand had a policy decision. Oops, had interest rate decision and monetary policy meeting. In this meeting, sorry. I'm sorry. In this meeting, as you can see here, after this meeting, the market had a negative reaction to RBNZ meeting, and you can see the Kiwi is losing the ground against US dollar because the Reserve Bank of New Zealand increased the rates with 0.25%, or better say 25 basic point to 0.75%, while the market participants and investors, they were waiting to see a 50 basic point increase. So it means kind of disappointed the market. Yeah, but it's like 25 to 50%, 25 till 50 basic point increase in rate hikes was the market expectations, and these numbers of 0.25% or 25 basic point increasing in a rate hike was a little bit disappointing for the market. So it means that that's why the market reaction was negative to that. So, or also say that this reopening of the borders from the January, which they were planning to do, he told that it's not going to change so much in economic outlook, and still they're waiting to see the economic outlook to still recover fine with the some pressure. That was the main data so far we had today. Later today, actually, so let me see. We had some news from yeah, that was the main data that we had today. We had some news from Japan as well, but it was not it was not also that much good. That the data from the Japan purchasing manager index data from Japan also was a little bit weaker than expected. That's why it put the Nikkei 2025 under pressure to lose more than 1% so far. Later today, it will be an amazing day. It will be an amazing day with the BOG inflation numbers. We will have the BOG expectation from the inflation, and then the Turkey will increase also will publish also its manufacturing conference, its manufacturing numbers, which is important, especially now while we know that the Turkish lira lost already 40% of its value in 2021. So now these days, Turkey is suffering from the economic stuff. So that was we had so it's better if we look closer to the Turkey data if we want to trade Turkish lira. Later today, we will have the German manufacturing numbers, the German economic numbers from the German economic expectations and economic situation. IFO numbers we will have, or business climate numbers. Sorry, the German business climate numbers we will have, and while still we have to follow the speeches from the central bank's members. We shouldn't forget about the British industrial trends, and then in the US season we will have very much like too many US too many data, as I told, in the US. We will have durable goods orders, we will have initial jobless claims instead of tomorrow, which will be published today. We will have uh, let me check. We will have the yeah, we will have the EIA crude oil inventory levels. We will have GDP numbers from the United Kingdom for the third quarter. The retail sales, real consumers or real consumer spending or PCE numbers. We will have the consumer income and spending numbers, which is very, very, very important for the market, for the Federal Reserve actually to for its decisions. And new home sales. So new home sales, GDP, PCE, and initial jobless claims, while we have the EIA weekly report as well. So it's like amazing and a crazy day for United States with the too many datas. The data still they are waiting. We are waiting for to see the data still increasing and better than expected. So it means that oh we have a 4 week and 8 week deal auction as well today. Wow, it's gonna be the crazy week. And then Federal Reserve meeting minutes, which will be published at the end of the day, telling us what exactly in a detail, in more detail, will tell us that what there's like let's go to yeah here SP5. Let's go to the SP500. Later today we will have a meeting minutes. Why this meeting FOMC meeting minutes is important? Because it will give us more idea of what members are thinking and what was the discussion about them, why they decided to increase 15 million to start tapering with 15 million, and what they're thinking about the higher numbers. How was the percentage between the members? Just like so we can guess the next policies from this meeting minutes. It will give us much more information about the ongoing discussion between the members. So it's very important. And at the last hours of trade, today's trading the hours, we will have FOMC meeting minutes, which is supposed to be very which must be watched so closely. This data and numbers totally what we are waiting to see. What we are waiting to see is that overall to see the data better than expected, to see the economies increasing. At the same time, to see that if FOMC and Federal Reserve totally going slowly to the more hawkish policy. So it means the reaction means negative for the stock markets at the moment. So we can see the stock market, especially SP 500 and Dow Jones, in lower numbers today. This is the most important. Yeah, that was the most important data and news that we had yesterday, and we are going to have today. But I'm checking if there is anything else that I left. I don't want to miss the numbers or anything else. Uh, yeah, nothing special right now. Instead of telling that to stop, instead of saying that we have to follow these numbers while the inflation is still the main concern, and we have to see the inflation numbers with PCE numbers in United States personal spending and personal uh, income. Don't forget about these important data. Have a good day, and let me know your idea in the comments. Write on the comments and let me know what you're thinking, guys, about these videos and what you want me to do to make it. Oops, sorry. Let me know what you're thinking and what you want me to do to make these videos better and more useful for you. See you guys tomorrow. Bye.